Welcome to another episode of Ruff Talk VR, a weekly podcast with in-depth game reviews, exclusive developer interviews, and the latest MetaQuest and virtual reality news. We join our hosts, the father-son team of D. Scruffles and Stratus today, as they spend another episode breaking down and discussing the world of virtual reality.
Hey, welcome to this episode of Ruff Talk VR. Coming at you with a loaded episode of news. It's actually been... It's a loaded one because we didn't talk really news last week besides Ghost of Tabor's facts.
Yes, we did.
Well, we talked Connect news, but
that
not
was
so much.
Still news.
That's a good point. But we didn't talk all the industry stuff, all the games coming out. We did touch a little bit on some cool stats from Ghost of Tabor. Hyped up a bit, the great games, Escaping Wonderland, which we'll go...
Dude, that was such a good game.
Yeah. So a whole bunch of stuff, though, today. And, I'll kick it off with what was really cool to see, which was a kind of making up, like a reconnecting of Palmer Luckey and Meta on friendly terms with a public apology from...
Insert romantic music here.
Right? With a public apology from Andrew Bosworth for, he's like, basically I had previously said some things that I was miseducated on that I now know that I was wrong on. I had the wrong information. I apologize, which he goes, I apologized in person. He goes, but since I publicly, said things before that were inaccurate, now I need to publicly apologize as well, too. And then Zuck even did a follow-up statement, kind of, praising Palmer Luckey, saying it's unfortunate that, a mind like him was let go. And then, Palmer Luckey was like, all things forgiven, appreciate a good, it takes a man to apologize, all that stuff. So, man, that's a good sign of things to come.
They hugged it out.
Mm-hmm. Apparently.
No, it was, come on, dude. At the end of the day, it's like time heals all wounds, and it's like you're dealing with some pretty powerful people, powerful egos, I'm sure, to a degree. And I mean that in the nicest way. I want no beef with nobody's. So it was bound to happen. Just, it was cool to see it kind of play out publicly like a soap opera, more or less, because we've been following it for years, right? We've talked about it a handful of times, so I guess now it's kiboshed. But I made the joke. He just wanted to see the new tech. So.
Well, that's the thing, is that he went and tried the Orion glasses.
Hey, we're bros now.
Coincidentally.
Can I put that on?
Hey, I heard you guys got some cool shit. All things forgiven, But no, that's...
No, it'd be even cooler if somehow there could be a collab of...
Well... Hell yeah. I doubt he's ever going to leave what he's currently doing as a defense contractor.
No.
Really taking a leading charge there. But if he can even get into like some sort of consultant position, and just like you said, collaborate a bit.
That's why I use collab, because I'm sure it's such a gray area of like
using the word consultant.
Yeah. Like, I'm not going to leave what I'm doing, but I want in on this technology because it's reached a point now where maybe I'm more valuable than in concept. So it's exciting, dude.
Let's be real. Without Palmer Luckey and then, John Carmack also, taking interest in it. But without Palmer Luckey, there is no modern wave of Oculus and these headsets. Of course, he didn't invent virtual reality, but to kick off this wave.
No, but took the ball and freaking ran with it.
To take
Come on.
This generation of virtual reality would not be a thing without Palmer Luckey.
We wouldn't have it. We wouldn't have it right now, meaning you and I.
Yeah.
It wouldn't have been
doing this
affordable
podcast.
to the mere peons that can't afford the high-end shit. So
we ride the waves of what that young man was doing in his garage, building freaking headsets, catching interest of John Carmack, and now look at where things are. You have people like me and you doing a podcast dedicated
because of it.
Yeah. Crazy stuff. So it's
kind of like our parents.
It didn't make sense for them to not be on good terms with that, because,
in the long run. I get short-term beef. I really do. Somebody says something, or even if it is misinformation, or what sucks is it just means after all these years they had never really put themselves in a room together and just talked. So that's kind of bumming, because it could have been probably kiboshed
a long time ago,
hours after there was a misunderstanding. But that's, takes two parties to be willing to be like, we're taking this shit a little too far, or we've all been duped
and they've been friendly the whole time.
So it's like, I could totally see that.
Well, Palmer said it was his first time on campus since his last day on campus
that
as
an
an employee.
That I believe.
So that must have been trippy for him to, he got out. He posted a picture of his last day on campus.
Dude, how many people do you think came up to him?
That
when
on
he
his
came
day back?
walking through the
Yeah,
door.
that must have been trippy.
Oh, dude.
Well, he posted a picture of his last day there, of him sitting down, and
Waiting for a shuttle.
there was a bunch of people in seats next, like around him, but nobody sat to the left of him and nobody sat to the right of him, and everybody's, was in seats around. Nobody would sit directly next to him.
Yeah.
That's such a weird. Imagine showing up to work that day and nobody will even everybody will sit next to each other, but nobody will even sit next to you.
I noticed you were not CC'd on the memo, so I'm just going to err on the side. Well, dude, I mean, you're talking about people's careers too.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I get that to a degree.
But I don't blame him for holding grudges about how
like
things
I said,
went.
Short team, so it's over. It's kaboshed. Yay.
Hopefully,
Kumbaya.
hopefully the writing of things to come in the future.
That's what I'm hoping.
Yeah.
More than just the like, hey, we can agree to get along in this universe in this lifetime, but now let's kind of do some great things together because combined, sounds like a superhero movie.
Yeah.
Combined, we can do anything. But honestly, in this tech world that they're all involved in, it's actually a very true statement.
Yeah, that was my feel good one of the week.
Yeah. No, I dude, I knew you were going to grab that one first, and I totally respect that. Gave no lip service or nothing. So exciting for me, exciting for others. But Tuesday, October 8th, the day after you hear this, get your wallets ready, because this is a good one. Britney Spears coming to Beat Saber. I love Beat Saber, and deep down inside, I actually don't mind Britney Spears. And I know that Beat Saber is going to put their cool finishing touches on the redubbing of
Their audio engineering.
Ah, dude, it's like if you ever wanted a really good soundtrack, I'd actually go to whoever works on the audio for Beat Saber because
They do a phenomenal job.
crush it. So the song list is, I'll be quick. We got Circus, Give Me More, I'm a Slave for You, of course, with the number 4, and then Just a You. Me Against the Music, featuring Madonna. I remember when they kissed on stage. Oops, I Did It Again, probably one of the more popular ones in the list. Overprotected, Scream and Shout with Will I Am. It's funny, it says Will I Am and Britney Spears. Like, no shit. Till the World Ends. Who wrote that? That needs to go. Till the World Ends. Toxic, another one of her more popular ones. And then Womanizer, which is just titled weird. But no, I love Beat Saber. Down with Britney. So I am all over this October 8th.
They did a lot of her hits, which is cool.
If you want to know what I'm doing Tuesday evening, I am. Oops, I Did It Again.
Getting a little toxic.
I'm getting toxic. I'm a toxic womanizer. Oops, I did it again. But I'm a slave for you. So give me more of that overprotected circus till the world ends.
All right. I'll be.
Hey, it's just me against the music, bro.
I cannot wait to see the YouTube live and just it go.
I used every one of those songs in
I know.
I
saw.
That was great. On the spot too. I'm not, dude. I want to hear that back because when I hear it, I'm gonna be like, that actually kind of fit together in a weird, spooky kind of way. I crack the codes. It's what I do. So, anyways, Tuesday, see you in Beat Saber.
Excited for that one. That's cool.
I did it again.
So this one was cool. Vertigo Games. I wish more developers did this. They dropped six minutes of raw gameplay of Metro Awakening.
Actual gameplay.
So it's not like a cinematic trailer with no actual gameplay and actors or CGI. It is just, here's 6 minutes of the game, which is if you're confident in your game, that's, in my opinion, that's the best way to show it off.
Oh, dude. Well, 110%, man.
How often do you see that? A lot of times these gameplay showing is just trailers.
It's our biggest complaint when we will watch trailers, because we watch a lot of trailers, and it's like, oh, man, that was a minute and a half or sometimes 3 minutes of just, and this is what sucks. How much easier would it be to actually produce the actual game footage versus the production that you have to do some of these game trailers that are like CGI to the gills, and you're dealing with, actors, and it's like, hold on a second. We just want to see what we're going to get. So I'm all over that, dude.
Yeah, I agree. That's the way to do it. Like, we're going to talk.
There's a place and a time for both. But when you're going to show off your product, don't show off by some high production value, nothing in game.
I don't want to leave your trailer going, so I don't really, that was cool, that was pretty, but I don't understand what the game is. I want to
No,
leave
and but it sucks because think of the high value of like production, and we've seen it in trailers. Like, damn, man.
Well, you still need those, those 1 minute flashy trailers, but so
like
often,
a Hollywood trailer.
So often games will come out without ever having dropped that raw gameplay.
Here's a
Yes,
trailer
you need to
and
do
here's
both.
gameplay trailer.
And there's been Metro trailer. That's the way to do it. Over time, you release trailers, and over time, you release gameplay. But so often, people just focus on the trailer and not like just show up. I want to see just your game.
Yeah, I agree.
The easiest way to sell it, and like
I'll never argue that, dude.
We'll talk a little bit about Exploding Kittens VR later, just that it's out now. But I mean, their trailer is a great example of a good one where they went through all the game modes in it. They kept it funny with good music, but like they showed off everything in their game. So often, again, trailer.
Their shit was done really well.
That's how a trailer should be.
Yeah, you can show like the fun value of it, or the scary value of it, or the if it's a shooter or zombie, it doesn't matter. But you can put it together in game.
I'm going off on a rant now, but huge props to Vertigo Games for,
Yep. Just showing what it really is.
Yeah.
But at the same time, they know what they got. So
they have confidence in it.
I'll be swinging too, I mean, what the hell? I mean, for real, man. It's like, you got something good.
When I talk with other creators too, I think that's the game I hear most people excited for. Metro and Behemoth, and then Batman. Those are the top 3.
Dude.
Those are the heavy hitters coming the end of this year.
The trifecta of like a lot of time's going to be spent.
You know me with Wander.
I saw my first actual social media post of somebody posting on Facebook that I now have a reason to get a Quest 3, hashtag Batman.
That's cool.
So it's like, yes, people are going to buy these headsets for just Batman.
Mm-hmm.
And again,
$299.
Yeah, I was going to say, I mean, you can just grab it on the cheap. And
you do the math yourself.
Yep. Anywho. I digress.
Props to Vertigo Games, though, for going gangster with how they're showing shit off. Boom.
Vertigo doing
6 minutes.
Vertigo doing it the right way. So, Prison Boss, a game that we actually really, really like. It's fun as hell. I don't think we ever reviewed it, though. It was on the slate to get reviewed.
That was always our backup, that if we went into a week with nothing to do because of no news, it's just like things fell through, that was our backup.
So it should be known we actually love the friggin' game. But they're coming out with Prison Boss Prohibition, which promises bootlegging co-op.
That's the selling point.
Which, even if it was just Prison Boss with co-op, I'm great. But it looks like you're going to do booze. It's like you're running a store stand and you got to make money, and the cops patrol the street, so you got to hide all your stuff. But it looks like you're going to make dirty magazines, and it depends on what the customers want. And depending on how greedy you get and your ability to hide shit, you'll stay out of prison. But hats off to them. This looks like it's going to be wicked fun. That's the good news. The bad news is the words next year will be used to when we actually can get our hands on it.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't kind of matter because it's coming and it looks fun as hell. And again, co-op, dude.
First one was good. I got faith in the developers.
Co-op.
Love to get them on.
Same kind of characters too. Same style, same everything. But yeah, I'm sure taking advantage of some of the more modern day features of the Quest 3.
Mm-hmm.
So
I'm excited for that one.
Congratulations on that.
So this next one is cool. The newest meta avatars launched, which are a step forward in many ways in terms of like customization and options. In some ways, they're just a completely different aesthetic. So some people might actually prefer the previous style, but this new rollout of Avatar, like I said, even if you're like me and what they default you to when you first fire up the new Avatar is not at all what your old one looked like, or not at all what you envision.
Especially when you hit the like change it.
Yours would look like, but you can customize them pretty in depth if you choose to accomplish the look that you want. And there's a whole bunch of new clothes and stuff like that. And, at MetaConnect, they tease the ability soon to use AI to...
That's where it's all going to come together.
You can say, load me up in a disco outfit or whatnot. So I did spend some time, my guy's not perfect yet. I didn't want to spend a whole hour on it or anything, but I set a base. When I first loaded in, it looked like I had like a diet that consisted of primarily salt. Like I was very inflamed in comparison to how he was.
Mine was very Asian.
Mine was very swollen.
I got my face changed, and
I think they just hit
changed my eyes
random. I think they just hit random.
Yeah, because they want you to go in and edit.
And so
details.
that's
and they give you a lot to play with, dude.
Based off of how different mine was, with like body type and face type. I was like, yeah, I think they just random it. And then when you told me that, yeah,
I think Ready Player Me crushes it with the avatar.
Oh
creation.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
I don't know why we can't upload a photo to our Quest and they just pull it off of that.
I know, right?
I mean, we're talking, you know, our freaking Ray-Ban glasses in a couple months will be able to do more as far as looking at stuff and getting shit done. So it's like, come on. I love the avatar change, but I'm not as like, oh my God, it's the most realistic thing.
What do you mean
ever.
about the Ray-Bans with the...
I mean, in the integration that you'll be able to like scan QR codes and shit. It's like,
technically, nobody ever uses this. I've never seen a use case for this, but you can scan QR codes with your Quest.
yeah,
I've never seen a use case of it yet. I don't even know how you would click on the QR code, but technically you can.
but they are cool avatars.
Yeah,
I more want to like get some cooler clothes for my guy.
Mm-hmm.
He needs to get out of the business suit.
Mm-hmm.
Every time I play games with people, I get my balls busted.
You know what's funny?
What?
I dressed up my dude and I kind of left it going, you know what I want? I want a suit. So next time I go in, I'm actually going to switch to a suit.
A nice suit?
I think I'm going to dress up a bit.
Oh, ain't that some shit?
Yeah.
I almost gave myself some long hair.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I was going to be like, because you can be like any age you. I just go back to my 20s.
So that's cool. The meta avatars, though, slowly getting better. I know you said Ready Player Me crushes them right now.
They really do, dude.
I think eventually meta will catch up. I mean, this is a big improvement.
I'm hoping they do.
Remember where things were when we first got our headset? So things have gotten better. We don't even talk about
I've never minded everything. But yeah, I remember when there was no legs.
I mean, that's not even that old. Remember the first iteration of them that we had? I mean, things have improved a lot. So let's see in the next year or two, but they're clearly putting in the work. So cool stuff.
Oh, yeah. So a game that we've actually tried. We tried it a long time ago, and then we tried it again in Germany at Gamescom. But coming out October 24th, developed, I love the name, developed by Smart Melon Games. I want to know the backstory behind that. I love when there's a good story. And published by one of our favorites, Fast Travel Games, Band Space, which is up to 4 players. So you get guitar, bass, keyboard, and freaking drums.
And we did get to play it. We played it a while ago on App Lab.
Yeah, and then we played it again
at Gamescom.
And they definitely made improvements to it from the first time I played it to when we played it at Gamescom. So I'm excited for it. It's probably the closest to like Rock Band you're ever going to get thus far, but it's put together well. It's a fun experience. And I love the fact that you can have the 4 people there. Of course, they have the avatars. They got a really cool freaking stage you're on, and they did it well. So I'm excited for them. That again is October 24th. So right like a week before Halloween.
Huge props to Fast Travel Publishing.
And I'm hoping that like the actual music library of choices will just bust out and grow like most of the other rhythm style games do.
Fast Travel's publishing wing always crushing it.
When have they not? Since we started, right? They've just always been like, we always had the joke. You want to get your stuff there quick, go to Fast Travel.
So it's funny, my next 2 are kind of related. And it's like I didn't know which order to do them in, but I guess I'll start with the negative first. XR Games that recently had the botched launch of Hitman VR on the MetaQuest.
Wow, this is a gross story.
They also have Zombie Army VR coming out soon, but people are very nervous with that. With the news of Hitman, with the launch of that.
And rightfully so, right?
Well, it came out that XR Games had to lay off 72 employees, which was a huge percentage of their workforce. So that's very unfortunate. They just massively downsized, and that makes me think that Hitman was a we are out of money launch. Like maybe they didn't want to launch it then, but well, dude, think of it. If it comes out, it's bad and 72 people get laid off and the majority of your workforce, that's not because you had a bunch more money to play with, right?
It also could have been the overstretching and thinking, well, we're doing Hitman, so we're going to have all this money.
Mm-hmm.
And, you banked incorrectly. I mean, you did come out with Hitman,
Dude.
but you didn't come out with open arms and a good reception from the masses that did go and buy it. So, I mean, but it also sends kind of that weird shiver of like, well, then how much support is their next game getting?
Well, they have Zombie Army VR. Then my next one's going to be about another game that they announced coming out, and they went from 84 employees down to 12.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean,
that's like, we're a brand new company.
I mean, dude, that's a huge downsizing. So that's unfortunate. And I cannot help but think that Hitman just ran out of money. I think they needed to put something out and try to get a little bit of cash, and it didn't give them as much as they wanted because of reception, and then downhill from there.
It essentially tanked, right?
Yeah.
Isn't that what we could officially say?
I mean, yeah.
It doesn't
seem to be. They did this like emergency day 4 patch that nobody loved.
No.
That's unfortunate.
I mean, it did fix things, but it's just not what didn't fix the problems that people had with it. So
no. So that's sad.
Fix. It
Anytime
is,
people get laid off, it's horrible.
Yeah, no, I get it. But
it doesn't put much faith into Zombie Army either.
You were entrusted with a knowingly very strong IP.
Mm-hmm. And just dropped the ball.
And shit happened. And with that comes consequences of that.
And now
it sucks, but I'm just, 100% business wise, I fucking get it. It's like you're bleeding money and you can't afford
84 employees anymore.
There's not the money coming in that should have on paper anyways.
Yep.
So paper versus execution, it's very unfortunate. I'm sure in hindsight, they would have done shit a lot. We wouldn't have seen this game till after 25.
I agree. That's the feeling I got, is it just needed more time in the oven, but I don't think they had, maybe there was either lay people off or release the game, and they thought that they would be able to recoup enough money off of releasing the game early.
Yeah, they threw a Hail Mary.
That's I think what Hitman is, because it dropped kind of out of nowhere
to catch
too.
The ball.
Yeah, unfortunate. So sad news from XR Games. But I mean, that was a really bad botched launch. We'll see how Zombie Army goes.
And I know for the most part, like other studios and stuff in the community are very supportive, right? We know this firsthand. We've seen it go down with like other studios say, we'll try to help you and blah, blah, blah. Are studios reluctant to want to take you when you botched a strong, should have been able to sell itself IP? Is the struggle always when you're putting that on your
I think when it's a fail, like
resume?
I think it's when it's a botch like that, I think it comes so much from the top down.
Well, you can't. But yeah, it's a group effort though. 70-something people. That's a big group.
Mm-hmm.
So it just makes me. It makes me like a little more concerned for the difficulty to just slide right in, and unless you're like in it to know, like, oh man, I feel bad for you because I know that your shit had nothing to do with that. But damn, man, that's brutal.
Yeah,
that
from 84 to 12.
Yeah, dude, no,
it's one thing if you lay off 72.
I've been trying to think of an example that was as ruthless.
That's such a high percentage. It's one thing if you had like 1,000 employees and you lay off 72.
You're gonna lay off like 80% of your employees,
dude. It's intense.
It's fucking. It's unfortunate, and I feel bad, but I kind of get the trickle down of like, if your financial stability was banking on this title. Then who knows? Maybe their other one is polished and has no issues, and
hopefully
they could be a comeback. You laugh, dude. You just laugh.
I didn't mean to.
That was awesome. All right, so coming November 21st at 11 a.m., Crystal Commanders, which is a real-time strategy mixed reality, coming to Quest in November. So November 21st, 11 o'clock a.m. There was no trailer for it.
Yeah.
So we
tried to look it up. Their store page, I saw just screenshots.
It's funny because you go, thought you had to have a trailer to have a game on the store. We all sour about it. I'm like, dude. But from the little clicky slideshows, I mean, I'll play anything, right? Because I can't really, especially in VR, the most least likely things you'd think you'd enjoy, sometimes you enjoy the most. You get what I'm saying? So I'll give it a shot. Where's your trailer, man? Give me something to go on. other than words. But they're saying all the right words. Real-time strategy, right?
Mm-hmm.
Who's suckers for real-time strategies?
These guys.
So it's like, all right, we'll try.
Seeing a whole bunch of board games and card games drop recently too. Seems like
we made the
think of it.
connection as to
Well, when we found it obvious that those should have been on the headset, 3 years ago?
Mm-hmm.
That's about the time it takes to develop games. So if other developers at the same exact moment thought the same thing we did, we're just seeing the results of it now, correct?
Yeah.
I mean, so that makes total sense.
Which means there's probably a slew of
board games and strategy games
already
cooking.
coming. Yeah.
Sid Meier's baby surprised me. Just surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise me.
Bring a version of Civilization to the
We
Quest.
need more tower defense games.
Mm-hmm.
I need just a couple more, man. I'm buying some indie ass shit.
Love
to play on flat
tower defense games. Played my whole flight back from Connect.
Yeah.
That was fun. That was a decent little in-flight.
I was just happy we were making it home.
Mm-hmm. At that point,
Not gonna lie. Now that it's over and done with, dude, it's like that was
made it home
fucking
and got to
nightmare.
play a tower defense game on my way home. Oh, dude, check out this. If you're on video, I'm sorry if you're on audio, but check out this sweet hoodie we got from the MetaQuest Creator Program.
Oculus.
You just see the Meta logo on it right there, but on the back, I should probably just turn around my hoodie. That's probably easier than standing up and
Trying to awkwardly squat.
showing you my bum. That's probably not the best.
Boom, chicka boom, boom, chicka boom, boom. Sometimes I like to wear it that way just so I can see the front.
Yeah. Check out this. Ooh, look at those headsets. Yeah.
So figure one looks like
Figure one looks like a Quest 3S. And then the second one.
Figure two looks like a Quest 3. I see what they did.
Look at those
No,
Sly
it's an
people.
awesome
Sly hoodie. It's a good one.
It's so soft inside.
Mm-hmm. I'll wear it backwards for a little bit. Look at me. I look like I got a big old chest. Barrel chested, baby.
I'm barrel chested.
Big old barrel chested boy. All right, nonetheless,
like
though.
that photo you sent me today. Weirdo. But you know what's fucked up? We won't say what it was, but it's not out of the scope of possibility, right? In the world we live in, I'm like, that honestly wouldn't surprise me. Little man living in there.
Dumb humor. All right, nonetheless, though, my last one before our Patreon shout out. I think that was your last one before the Patreon, right?
Crystal Commanders.
Yeah.
That needs a fucking trailer coming out November 21st at 11 o'clock a.m. Yes.
They got about a month and a half to figure out their
Real-time
trailer
strategy
business.
using mixed reality.
Let's go, baby. I'm hyped for that. More and more mixed reality games, more and more strategy games.
Yep. We're getting it.
Finally filling out.
November 21st at 11 a.m.
Sid Meier's. Just saying.
Where's the love?
Plant the seed. All right. So my last one is actually related to XR
SimCity,
games.
dude, would be okay. Go ahead.
XR games, like who we just talked about, that laid off, went from 84 to 12 employees. Just dropped Hitman, has Zombie Army VR, coming out. And now it was announced that in a collaboration with Sony Pictures, they have Starship Troopers Continuum coming to VR. It's going to be a co-op shooter game, which, not for nothing. You can be a little bit more, I feel like you have more leeway for jankiness in multiplayer and co-op experiences than a single player experience because it's just yourself in there. Like anything you do with a friend is a little bit more fun.
Mm.
This probably would have been a better one to drop first before Hitman, just because I feel like it's got higher.
This one looks more polished.
It already does in the trailer. I won't lie. So let's see. This could be a redeeming one for them. I mean, it really comes down to how Zombie Army VR and this one does.
I'd
love to see them make a comeback.
This one's going to be a fun one.
I think this is the best of the
Because
three that they have coming.
The movies, it's made for it.
Let's be real.
Killing
There's
the bug dudes, man.
no shortage of zombie games.
They literally killed hundreds of thousands of them in the movies.
Mm-hmm.
So-
I asked you, do you think it would be a fun VR game? You go, yeah, you're just going to kill a shit ton of bugs.
Whole movie's a fucking VR game.
Whole movie's a shooter, you said.
Yeah, pretty much. It's a funny movie though.
Yeah, so let's see. I mean, you resume a role of one of the characters in the movie, so it sounds like there's going to be a story mode with it, with up to 3 players with co-op. So, I mean, there's potential here. I think Zombie Army VR sounds really cool, but let's be real. No shortage of
games.
Oh, man, there's too many zombie games. There's not many bug shooting games. The only one I can think of is Guardian Frontline.
Bug shooting.
Guardian Frontline, that's the only one.
There is the mini game where you get to smash the buggies.
Oh, in Loco Dojo
Loco
Unleashed.
Dojo.
Loco Dojo is so good. But
That's one that goes on my list of like, if you could buy, I would scoop it. It came out like it's such a good fucking game, dude.
Yeah, so
and
fun.
it's like why they haven't added more or a whole nother map.
We need to do that more in our Discord.
Would you do a $9.99 DLC map if it was a whole new board?
Yeah.
With all those different new games to play. It's like, come on, man. It's such a good game.
I almost wish board games, the game lasted longer. If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Once everybody gets
1,000,000%.
black belt, it's like, well, now it's just one turn away.
Yeah, it's going to end any minute.
Yeah. So that was the last one before the Patreon. Let me get the Patreon list up in a sec. Oh, no, I brought my hoodie.
So I wouldn't say this next. Oh, no. You got something to do.
No, I got to bring up the. No, what are you going to say?
What you got Patreon to do?
Yeah.
I was jumping right into it, bro.
We're going to the
I was
next
going
one?
full blown.
Holy moly.
I was going for it.
Holy moly.
No
You're
one
not
was
messing
stopping
around,
me.
man. So, as always, huge shout out to all of our Patreon supporters, especially the ones on our on-air shout out tier, because you know what? They get a little on-air shout out. That's funny how that works. So, huge props to Asim, Amelia, Carson, Earth Witness, Aspire Mike, Jake, Crispy, and Shoes. Thank you all for your continued support month after month. And thank you to all of our listeners that tune in. Make this as enjoyable and fun as of experience as it is. You know, it was trippy at MetaConnect having everyone walk up to us and be like, oh, I listened to your podcast. It's like, we know people listen, but it's always cool to hear it as well, too. So engaging with our listeners in, places like our Discord community, which is, I always say, the place to be. Our Discord community has a bunch of great VR discussion, obviously, but also just a bunch of great, in general, conversation, about latest movies, books, racing. There's a Vroom Vroom channel, a whole bunch of stuff. So our Discord's an awesome place. You can hang out with other VR players, Ruff Talk VR listeners, and just shoot the shit a bit. It's awesome. So, again, thank you to all of our Patreon members, and thank you to all of our Discord people, so we get to engage with the people that actually, listen to this. Oh, by the way, you can comment, obviously, on YouTube and stuff like that. If you're on YouTube, subscribe, smash that like button, all that stuff. But Spotify has comments now. That's kind of cool.
Yeah, the hell.
So if you're on Spotify, you can drop a little hello. yeah, I think they instantly go public, so yikes. So, but you can comment on Spotify now. That's cool. And if you're on YouTube, subscribe, whatever audio platform you're listening on, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, all that fun stuff. So you want to, and again, thank you to our Patreon members and everyone that listens and engages in our Discord. So you want to take us away with the next one, sir, that you were so excited to hop into?
That was just getting carried away, man.
Let's go.
What can you do? Yeah. So Human Fall Flat VR is coming to Quest, Steam, and PC VR 2 on Halloween, October 31st.
I feel like we talked about it.
That's it. I don't know if I'll do that.
On the 31st?
Nope. Wouldn't do it. Wouldn't do it. 28th. Sure.
29th? Maybe the 30th?
Yeah. But not a day where, like adults are probably going to be taken out. And just do the math,
Maybe November 1st?
November, November 1st would work because everyone's going to have that sugar high. So everyone's going to be speeding around. Bzz.
October 31st, though?
October 31st. That's a tough one.
That's a tough sell.
Regardless, I'm excited to play it. Human Fall Flat. Coming soon in less than what, a month?
Did we end this episode with talking listing all the games coming out in October? Which we did previously before, but there's updates, things change.
Yeah. Holy
Moly is the list stack. Go to the coming soon page on the Quest store.
No, which it's ridiculous.
Might be hard to find these days through, the way it's set up. But if you manage to find the Quest store in the app, bless you. You've already navigated half the challenge.
I have no problem.
Now,
top left-hand corner. I think it's even got the icon of the little store.
No, it doesn't. Not on mine.
Oh, that sucks.
Everybody's is different, too.
Well, they custom tailored it for you. You're supposed to,
at Connect,
organically know.
At Connect, we had 4 different people with their apps open, and each one had a different main interface.
Main screen.
Mm-hmm. It's brutal.
No, I say it all nonchalant, but it took me a minute before I was like, oh, okay. That's what I got to click on for that.
You would never
Here's
think
what
to.
I click on to see what games I own. Here's what I click on. I have to find what,
Sorry,
what
I would
pictures
expect
I've
me
taken.
to start in the store, but nonetheless.
Anyway.
Scroll down to the coming soon and see freaking 30 games on the list.
We'll
It's
get there.
nuts.
Actually, 25.
25 on our list. I mean, the coming soon section of the meta app.
That doesn't count the other ones that
Mhm.
nobody's even talking about.
Mhm.
So
Crazy stuff. So this one's a cool one. There's a bunch of new Quest 3 and 3S accessories announced, like a controller hip holster, which is kind of silly.
boom, boom, boom.
So the accessories are going to include a zipper travel bag with elastic straps and a padded pocket. That's going to cost $50.
Padded pocket, huh?
Which, not for nothing, of all the accessories, I've always been much more about upgrade my actual headset when it's on my head than like charging docks and travel bags. That's always me. I always prioritize, let's make my actual headset experience the best. But nonetheless, there's a nice little zipper travel bag coming for $50. And then there's also a hip clip you can get that I referenced a moment ago with detachable holders and adjustable belt. So you can use that to place your controllers in. That'll be $20.
I like to show me a little butt crack and play
Arizona Sunshine, really hip holster it.
Construction games and stuff,
My only problem is if I put it in that holster, every time I do that, is it going to lose tracking? So it'd be cool if I could do that and do like a
It'd be
little
cool
thing.
if it was battery charging holsters.
Already be
Give you a
ready to
reason
go.
to walk around the house with them.
But that's a cool one. So that one's only
the hip
$20. And then there's also a silicone protection kit for the Quest 3S, which is coming in late October. That's going to be $30.
They already know who the majority are getting the headsets, huh?
And then they're coming out with a new charging station for the 3 and the 3S that has
That's kinda
rechargeable
cool.
batteries for the controllers and a USB charging port for.
I'm down with that as long as the battery life is decent.
Yeah, on the batteries that are rechargeable.
Yeah.
Hopefully they let you buy additional batteries for it, because then if you always had two, then you have one charge. You know what I'm saying?
You charge them while in the
In the controller
in
itself.
the controllers.
Yeah, well,
So
I have
that's
3
not
pairs
gonna
of
work.
So that comes out in late fall, quote unquote, for $80. And then the 3S is going to have its own ones, like the breathable facial interface as well too. Its own additional carrying case, active straps, all that stuff. So whole slew of new 3 accessories and a whole slew of specific 3S accessories coming soon.
Oh, there's nothing wrong with that at all. I do like. I'm curious mostly about the silicone protection kit for the 3S. So just following a game we've played on Quest VR.
Can I add, just to fill you in, it uses a glow in the dark feature for enhanced visibility in the protection kit as well, and then adjustable Velcro straps as well. Look at that. So it covers the whole
So if
headset.
I'm wearing it, who's it going to be visible for?
I don't know why the glow in the dark, but it's glow in the dark, So it normally looks like it's blue and it covers your whole
And
headset.
aren't you going to lose tracking if you play in the dark?
I remember when I covered my headset in the Quest 2 in the sticker.
Yeah.
All over it back then, people used to be like, oh, that's loose to do because of overheating. Like, now people are putting silicone made for meta
but you'll
too.
notice it lines up with all the
Yeah, it's very
the
breathable.
breathing vents.
It's very breathable.
But my question would be is I power the thing up and it's like been under enough light to glow in the dark. When the lights go off, I can't play it in the dark. Well, you'll lose tracking.
Mm-hmm.
So it's got a cool factor, I guess.
It's only $30 as well too, if you want, like.
But listen, if you drop
you
it,
have kids in your house or something like that,
if its real purpose is to protect it from dings and scratches, then home run city. But the glow in the dark feature doesn't.
No, that does nothing for me.
It's like, can I play it in the dark now because the glow in the dark is going to be enough for the sensors to track everything?
I think that might be the idea, because on their website it says the covers glow bright in low light environments. So that might be.
I just don't buy it. I've never seen glow in the dark be that well.
I know.
That it could.
I know.
I mean, dude, I've turned a ceiling fan light on.
Even
Like,
that
what the
doesn't
hell,
even
man?
look like the picture they have on their website doesn't even look like real glow
That
in
looks
the
like a
dark.
Halloween costume.
That looks like somebody like just photoshopped the image to green.
I say we wear that for Halloween.
I'm
Scary
interested in it though.
monster.
I mean, there's worse accessories than that. All things said and done.
I'm VR monster.
When you
Okay.
think of the demographic that's going to be grabbing the 3S2,
You
a
have
lot of
me at
kids
the-
and
Yeah, but glow in the dark, it doesn't matter.
no, I'm talking about for protection.
Silicone, yeah, 1,000,000%.
Mm-hmm.
But it'd
So-
be like an iPad cover that glows in the dark.
And then charging station, $80 for a charging station for chargeable
down.
batteries.
Yep.
$80 is a bit much.
But dude,
I get it.
that was one of the Kiwi ones we have.
I would probably buy a
loved
new
it.
head strap.
Had the magnetic charger and everything.
I would probably buy a new head strap versus before I bought a charging dock. Personally, like
Yeah,
one of the
that's you,
elite
though.
straps or something. The charging strap. Ugh, the difference.
What I
in
like
nice
about
head
the
strap
docking stations is because it usually
organizes
lets you,
nice.
yeah, it's
Less clutter
displayed
in your
much
house.
better than just I'm putting it down.
Mhm.
Like, no, everything's got a place to go.
So whole bunch. Those are some good accessories coming out though.
Okay. So a game that we have played on our quest is receiving a PC VR release this week. Sometime this week. It's coming. And that'll be Iron Strike, which we actually enjoyed.
Yeah, came out the same day as Assassin's Creed Nexus, which isn't the best.
That's a tough
sell, dog.
you drew the short straw on that one.
But it's actually a good game. It's like a
Yeah, it
co-op
is, man.
roguelite. I mean, that's pretty fun.
They had us at co-op, but it was really fun.
We've ran it multiple times. We actually won once or twice too,
Correct.
which was cool. But
Yeah, it was a grind when we first started, but
and
as it should be.
you pick a class that you want to start with, but they make you change your class during the run too. So like by your own choice or not, you're going to experience a wide variety of gameplay.
It's a fun game.
Yeah.
So
it was really
congrats
good.
on the PC VR release, and
Woo! E. McNeil. Woo!
all them PC VR players can be all over this.
Woo!
Maybe I'll check it out though, just to see like
The differences.
just graphical difference.
To
But
me-
we'll see.
Personally, when games that are like swing, that's where I really like standalone the most. So I'll probably still play it on standalone, but it's great.
No, I just want to check it out.
Yeah, we definitely should do a graphical comparison on it though. So this next one is an interesting one. Heroes Battle Dark Sword, which is a spin-off from the Dark Sword Battle Eternity game. But this one, instead of being a hack and slash game, this game's going to be a 1v1 real-time tabletop strategy game.
Looks fun.
It actually looks really fun. I was saying like, I do wish it was 2v2, but I kind of get why it's 1v1 because there's so much going on with it.
Yeah, no, dude, I'm happy they're bringing what they got. They can push the envelope later.
And it's going to be free to play coming this November as well too, so I'll definitely check it out. I didn't play Dark Sword,
Dude,
but
we're gonna have to check out every top down, every board game.
I'm
We've
already
talked
behind
so much
on shit, dude.
for 3 years, almost 4 years.
I'm so behind just with starting a new job and just, things have been crazy. I know you're behind with 2 weeks with the Big E and Connect as well too.
Yeah, more
Like
because of
3,
Connect than
the Big E.
Yeah. Since I left to go to Connect during the Big E, just twofold. So yes, you could say some of the, but I take full blame for not being there for my significant other for the one time a year she needs me. But come on, it's Connect.
I was on the Meta campus, what can you do?
I'd do it again tomorrow.
No, but this one this one looks fun though. Coming out in November, real-time strategy action game. Let's go. Tabletop, baby. And like the way the figures and everything comes to life looks so cool. I'm pumped.
Gonna try it no matter what. So if you're looking for a deal, we got you a deal.
Hey, we got a deal here.
Hey, we got a deal. Just go over to that.
You get a deal. You get a
Go
deal.
over to that van over there.
You get a deal. Hey, whoa.
Tells him I sent you.
Skirt.
The guy in the back. I'm not talking about getting in. It's not a candy van, man. Get the hell out of here, sicko. So you can pick up a Quest 3 refurbished. They say the best deal in VR right now for $380. Me personally,
No, that's what Upload VR called it. The best deal
Yeah.
in VR.
so
It's just
personally-
get to know that. Sorry.
Personally, I will not buy refurbished anything. I bought 2 things in my whole life that were refurbished, and I was not necessarily liking the fact of knowing that this item was owned by somebody else and something about it
Dude, they could have rubbed their testicles on
And
it.
I'll never know what
Balls
it is.
across the lens. You'll never know.
Teabag the lenses?
Yeah, totally possible, dude.
You don't do that when you send shit back?
Go for a long run and just come back and plop.
No, I'm just thinking like something mechanically
Somebody dropped
went
it.
wrong. And
Sweat in it.
Yes, it may have been fixed, but I don't personally do it. But I know a lot of people that do. A lot of people will.
Do you sweat playing VR?
Yes, but $380. I'm sure they clean it, dude.
But you can't clean. There's somebody sweat in that, dude. I'm just saying.
So I was in one of the secondhand clothing stores before.
Somebody sweat in those too. But I'll buy those before. Isn't that messed up?
They had. I was fine in the whole store until it got to like.
I shop at Sabers and stuff like that. I don't give a fuck.
Makes me nauseous thinking about this. They had bathing suits. And I'm like, well, that's kind of gross.
They sell underwear at those things.
That's where I was going next.
Mhm.
So
I've never bought underwear from one.
I'm like, are you fucking kidding me?
Yeah.
And I started to get a gag reflex because I'm thinking of like just all the shit you were joking about, like
Underwear's pretty cheap, dude.
fucking exercising and all this shit. Like, why are you even allowed to sell used underwear
Secondhand thongs.
or a bra? You know, it's like, dude, a bathing suit. You
Secondhand-
can't even try on a bathing suit at a store, right? With no underwear. You can't do that. They don't let you. There's a reason why they don't let you. Your junk's not supposed to be smacking around in there.
Somebody probably peed through it too. It's just disgusting. So
Dude, I'm just saying.
300. It's good that the option exists though. For 380, it is a good deal.
Yeah.
For a full
And
blown Quest
I'm
3.
just going by my own personal experience with things.
Some, like you said, some people love refurbished.
One of them was a scanner.
If you love refurbished, you can get a full blown, not a 3S, a 3.
The real deal, baby.
For $380.
And it's going to be clean. It's going to be, working 100%.
It's actually a really good deal. I would still go with a new headset personally because of my own freaking imagination.
If you get a good warranty and you can get away with a refurbished, I'd be all over it.
You know what my problem is?
Because then it's a win-win.
If I can think of it, that means like somebody else probably can think of it too and is in a situation to do it and has done it.
What's that?
If I can just think of something vile, like think of something nasty that could have happened with a headset. If I'm thinking of it, it's probably because somebody's done it. Like that means somebody else could think of it too, you know?
It's my understanding that no matter what you think of and no matter how twisted or warped it is, it's happened.
Mm-hmm. The worst was when you told me
That's
about
crazy.
what you heard about coffee makers in hotel rooms. People pee in them.
Don't make coffee in the using the hotel coffee pot. No fucking way. Yeah, dude, like think of you got the business person, the family. These are the clientele that rent hotels. You got the college kids. Have you ever partied in a hotel? I certainly have.
Mm-hmm.
Been to a few Dead shows, stayed in a few hotels. And there's no fucking way that someone hasn't gotten sick in it. Blech, used it as an ashtray. Fuck that. Don't.
Right. I just realized how much more we have to go
I know.
through too.
So let's go.
That was my fault.
All right, go.
Totally my fault. Was it mine or you next? I think I just led with the tabletop strategy.
Refurbished 380.
Oh shit,
Yeah.
you're right. That's how we led into
we
the
can just move
teabag
quick now.
conversation.
All right.
Sorry for that. I got disgusting. So, Niantic and Meta did announce that more stuff is coming for Hello Dot, which we did hear from Alicia Berry in the interview we did with her at Connect, but they went a little bit more in depth in this news, talking about they plan to bring customization to the dots, and they want to do a paid add-on that lets you customize the dots, and also they want to do quote-unquote play dates with other dots, which, depending on the extent, could be fun. You instantly went to, can they fight? But I mean, imagine if they did have a dueling system.
Yeah, but it doesn't seem like the vibe I get from the studio.
Come on, I
But
want to
from
battle
a funny
Paradox.
factor, it'd be kind of cool.
I want to battle my Peridot.
I want a rabbit dot,
I want a Peridot fighting ring.
bully dot, right? Jack them all up on Dotroids.
Let's go. The dot juice?
Dot juice, yeah.
No, that's not the direction they're going to go, I think, though. I think they're going to go...
100,000,000%.
They're just going to go social element. But at least, I mean, you're instantly like, all right, so our dots can hang out.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
That's cool. Chilling with your friends and stuff. Do it on mobile, whatever.
Chilling with the boys.
Yep.
That's cool.
Okay. So, I mean, good news for PlayStation VR 2. It's now one of the top most used VR headsets on Steam. But, you know any fucking headsets. Really,
It's all right, though. It's climbing. It just came out on
it's
PC.
something. It's something.
Mm-hmm.
It's something.
Is it just me, or does it feel like PlayStation VR has gotten more love in the last couple months?
I think even like PlayStation haters, or not haters, but non-users are even trying to like help the cause.
It feels like that they've gotten more open arms from the whole VR community than at any other point. That's just how it feels.
I throw shit at them, but it's usually truthful. You know, it's like just the
real
way it is.
criticism.
This is where you drop the ball, in my opinion. Blah blah blah. But it's not like you're. Although I don't want to divert, but I don't really care for the comfort of their headset.
No, we didn't have a great experience with trying it at Gamescom, but
felt like I was some sort of weird creature with that.
Maybe
like,
we could, maybe you give us a week with it, and
it felt weird. Come on, right?
Maybe after a week,
like Sponge Monster.
I don't want to completely hold it down from that one experience, but I agree with you 100% though.
All right,
but it is cool to see it climb the rankings.
It's there.
Yeah, they're getting some love, appreciation, and a lot of games are coming out for it recently. So cool stuff. And this one, Mobile Suit Gundam Silver Phantom, is out now on the Quest. That's one of the ones I'm backlogged on. I need to hop in, but I've heard some pretty positive things from people in our Discord. One person said they wish that there was more interaction. One person said they wish that there was less interaction. So I need to go in and try it myself, but I love the studio that makes it, Atlas 5. This game's mainly an immersive watching experience, like a 360 movie with, from what I understand, minor interaction with like entering the cockpit, some battles, stuff like that. And then they do have a mixed reality game mode as well too. But don't
hold the thing.
Don't go in expecting a game, is my understanding. With as well, it's a movie. It's a 360 immersive interactive movie.
It's a movie with a couple of stretches,
with some interaction. So I'm excited. I love Gundam though, so let's go. I'm excited for it. It's out now on the Quest.
I actually can't wait to see how I feel about it, because Madrid Noir was also a similar type of situation.
I think Madrid Noir, the only interaction was like looking with your flashlight or something like that.
There was that spotlight thing. I think that was the camera, if I remember. Didn't you have to take pictures and stuff?
I think so. I will say too, Gundam is $17.99 on the MetaQuest store. Currently 4.1 with 146 ratings. So not too bad.
So you can't scare me. This looks pretty cool, dude. Because it's a co-op, not co-op. It's multiplayer, I should say, right? Not co-op, because you're not really working together. One person is tasked with like doing stuff like collecting keys, and the other person has to like put together, it appears like scary scenarios or situations that are going to scare the other player. So it is developed by Lunabeat. You can play with up to 4 people.
I think one person's the scarer, and then the other 3 are the key people.
8 different levels. I've got questions. I want to play it. I saw the trailer, was like, this actually, I at first thought it was going to be one of those, fuck you, I'm not playing it. It's too scary for me.
I think that might be the problem, is it might be more humor than horror.
Yeah. So I'm curious if your character runs into one of these things, will it automatically run away for a second or some shit? Or are you really supposed to get spooked and like take off? You get what I'm saying though? Like, I don't really know, because I'm not personally going to be scared of it.
Of a meta avatar?
I'm going to know that it's somebody trying to scare me.
Yeah.
But if it's built in the system where...
I think it's going to be more make you laugh. That's my guess, though. I'm excited to try it, though. I'll definitely play.
We'll see, but it's coming on Quest.
Like you said, can do a single player mode where you play against bots as well,
which is cool. That's probably what I would suggest until you get really good at both sides of the fence there.
This could be one that maybe if you're playing with like 3 other people that
might be a hidden gem, dude.
Yeah, I'm excited for that one.
Could be a hidden gem, but we'll see. Trailer was good.
Yeah. All right, so this is a cool one. Team Beef, always hard at work. Team Beef. So Team Beef just came out with their Tomb Raider mod for Tomb Raider 1996, and it comes with mixed reality as well with it too. So like all Team Beef mods, you need the actual game. No piracy. Go buy the game. Go support the developers.
No.
None of that. Go support the developers and then download the mod from Team Beef. Everything Team Beef does is money. It's quality.
Well, and they're open about any shortcomings.
Mm-hmm.
So you have nothing to lose, dude. I mean, it's such a good title.
I was so excited to meet them at Gamescom.
That was the 96 version?
1996, dude.
1996.
Dude, they're not playing around. And it doesn't look bad.
Years old.
Puts you in first person with it. I mean, come on.
Yeah, it looked pretty good. They did say there was something that you have to get used to, but because you don't play...
Well,
you don't play this version in first person and in non-VR.
From the Upload VR review of it from Don Harper, he said the running and jumping was never designed in the original game for first person, let alone first person in VR.
Yeah, in VR.
So I guess the running and jumping takes a little bit of getting used to. But I mean, dude, that's what happens with these direct ports. With the fact that, like, if you ever play their Jedi Knight ports, the fact that those are so freaking good in VR for a game that VR just was not a thing. I mean, yes, there was arcade VR and mall VR, but the fact that it just translates so good to VR is remarkable, and so much of that is due to the talent of the Team Beef team.
Team Beef rocks it, dude.
Yeah.
I think they're so modest about it.
Give us the beef.
Give us the beef. Imagine if they built their own headset. Like how damn good it would be. Anywho, this is cool for all you Quest Plus subscribers, which we both are. At least I still am. I'm assuming you still are, unless you secretly deleted it. You're getting Asgard's Wrath 2. So that's coming October's subscription.
Mm-hmm.
That's a really fucking good one to have in there for somebody who's just getting a headset. Dude, that catalog's almost getting too good.
Mm-hmm.
Just go in there and download everything, and you're golden. But that's cool. I love when there's content that'll keep people occupied, and having some of the titles they have is definitely going to keep people freaking occupied.
And then they also launched, the other games for October are really good too, with Zombieland, Headshot, Fever. And then, since Escaping Wonderland just came out, like you keep saying, amazing game, Down the Rabbit Hole is another one of the October games as well, too, the first one of it. So, if you're a Quest Plus subscriber, you can revisit the original in the series as well. That's pretty cool. Mm-hmm. I like that Meta does that. Anytime there's a sequel, they usually drop the first one on Quest Plus. It just kind of makes sense. So, this next one, Detective VR. It's a mixed reality puzzle solving game, which is really interesting. The trailer almost looks like the mixed reality slowly takes over your house, but I can't comment on that. I need to play it more. But at times in the footage I saw, it looked more mixed reality than others. And I wonder if it's like, you start with a little bit explorable in VR, and then it slowly takes over your home. I don't know. But it's a mixed reality detective puzzle solving game that actually, it looks pretty good.
I'm down for anything puzzle related.
And it's coming out next year. So it's cool to see, dude, mixed reality is being incorporated in more and more unique ways. It's being developed by Valum Studio. Hello, that's getting a little close. It lets you, quote unquote, control time, collect clues, and interview witnesses. So let's see. They say there's going to be 4 to 6 hours of gameplay across 3 stories with 8 characters in it that you interview and come across. So at least they're honest about the length of it.
Unless they're really slow players.
It's actually 2 hours.
Really taking in every second.
Oh, and there is a demo.
No, I think they're pretty open about it.
Yeah, there's a demo out now, but I'll probably wait. I'll take the you approach with this one specifically because it's a puzzle game. It's only 4 to 6 hours. How much of it do I want to spoil now?
If I remember correctly, they can pound salt with their trailer. Because as far as I'm concerned, they're giving away spoilers.
Oh, you made me stop playing it.
Yeah, I'm like, whoa, no.
You saw him connecting things?
I get what you're saying I can do, but no. Don't actually do it.
Stop.
I'm like, as far as I know, I'm seeing a piece to the puzzle that I need to solve, and I'm trying to Men in Black my brain to undo what I saw.
We were watching it. It's not that we were spaced out, but it's we weren't really reacting, and then all of a sudden it hit you. What you were looking at?
What the fuck?
You're like, I'm going to that part now. I'm doing that.
Things move in motion and great. I don't know what to tell you. If there's any puzzle or solving element to this, don't show it. And if you are listening, feel free to send a message our way and let us know that no.
We showed you the wrong way to do it.
What you saw was absolutely
That's
the incorrect way.
Genius to do.
Yeah.
Only show incorrect.
I hope that's the case.
Yeah, that's
If
the way
not,
you got to
I'm
do
gonna
it.
be a little sad inside. All right. Vestiges, Fallen Tribes. PC VR only is out. It's out in the wild. I kind of want to try it.
Yeah, it's a PC game.
It's an auto battler.
It's a VR card game.
Yep.
Yeah, it's made by Wanadev, the Ragnarok studio,
Which is such a different direction to go.
Mm-hmm. And this is like normally
Ragnarok.
This is normally a like it's a flat screen PC game, but if you have PC VR capabilities, then you can launch a VR mode. I think it's early access too, but it's cool. You'll be able to play against people on the regular computer as well too. And the gameplay looks solid, so I'm real excited to try this one out.
Yeah, they'll have it in early access for at least 6 months, the article said.
Mm-hmm. That's fair.
That article was written by Sir Henry Stockdale.
One of the best VR journalists there is. Thoughts and prayers too to Nick Sutrich, dealing with all the hurricane recovery and everyone else that's been affected.
Dude, not just that. There's another one heading
to Florida this week,
which
right?
Means, who knows? It's a hurricane. I mean, it's going to go
I don't think
somewhere.
anybody would have anticipated it went as far inland as the last one did, right?
Well,
so,
you
never know.
Hope everyone can.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in all honesty, it's like people are fucked.
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot of fucked people, and it sucks.
All right, so this next one's cool too. I mean, no shortage of zombie games, so it's going to be a struggle, but there's a new game called Undead Citadel. It's going to be a VR zombie slayer game coming out this fall.
One player.
It looks single player.
Single player.
I didn't get the co-op vibe from it, which is unfortunate because, any zombie game, especially with a story mode, it's always better with a buddy. This one's going to have, they say, over 10 levels in their story mode with, shooting zombies and puzzle solving and an endless horde mode. Tell me that's not made for co-op, that whole experience.
That's the thing. Right from the get-go, it screamed single player. So it might be one of those examples that it won't. Like it can't or shouldn't.
It says there's going to be over 60 weapons, 60 hand-to-hand weapons such as swords, axes, warhammers, two-handed swords, and maces. Ranged weapons like bows, armors, and explosives. All right, let's see. Pre-order now for $17.99.
Yeah.
There's no co-op though,
No,
that's tough.
I'm only getting finicky because it's like
it's
a lot of zombies.
Correct. You drop a zombie game. You better bring something new, and I better be able to do it with my pals, with my boys.
I don't know of a lot of examples of single player zombie games that crushed it other than The Walking Dead.
Which beyond crushed it. Just the first one though. Retribution didn't really go, but nonetheless.
All right. Lastly, for me, before we get into
I don't know
things,
how the hell did I end up with so many more than you.
There were two that I scrubbed.
Okay, because I have 4 more to go.
They
bro.
were actually like not really.
I'll go
as
quick through them,
relevant as I
too.
wanted them to be. So the Godot engine has made significant improvements, getting closer for us VR folks, and that's the one we talked about last week, which is another free open source alternative to Unity and Unreal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we did. We talked, I think it was 2 weeks ago.
Yeah, they let you design stuff in headset.
Yeah.
now?
So they're getting closer.
Yeah, I think.
And I love that Upload's actually all over this, staying like right on top of it.
Well, my understanding is Meta invested a bunch of money into it to bring more VR functionality, and like they brought, according to the article, standardization of pass through, standardization of hand, face, and body tracking, improved WebXR support, enhanced pass-through and hand tracking. So, I mean, step by step, I'm not a developer. I don't know how much this stuff like makes it comparable, but it's getting there, right? Mm-hmm. So, since I ended up with so many more than you,
I don't think we'll miss a beat with Upload being on it.
Yeah.
So, like I said, they're really on top of it.
I remember when we first started this thing, there was other VR news publications that were like tied with Upload, but Upload's really become my my favorite. They
crush
kick
it.
ass.
Yeah.
They're on top of everything.
And we know some of the personalities that work there, and they're really good people. So
these next ones, I'll go quick. You didn't like the name of this genre. You were making me laugh. MOBA. MOBAs are so popular though with League of Legends, but they do have a funny genre name. So there's a new VR MOBA coming out called War of Wizards that they just announced they showed off their launch trailer. It looked pretty good, you know. It looks almost like Arcaxer with like a PvP Arcaxer was what my brain went to. But let's see. I'm curious about it. So there's a new launch trailer for War of Wizards coming out soon. And then All on Board, a game that we've been talking about, 2 years now at this point since their Kickstarter. They're going to have a demo for Steam and Quest at the next Steam Fest. So that's cool. And then BOGO, a VR pet app, makes me think of buy one, get one, but it was a Meta-backed project that they killed off in this last year. The creators of it are coming out with a new mixed reality pet game to kind of capture.
Which we need.
Yeah. I mean, hey, we heard it at Connect, right? People were like, give us VR pets. So with Hello Dot and now this new one from Wind Up Minds, let's see how much that fills the void. Looks like it does some stuff where you go from mixed reality to VR. So that's kind of cool. And then Subside, a game that was catching some attention in our Discord with their sick PC VR graphics, is going to be coming. It's now in the works to come out on PlayStation VR 2 as well, too. So that's awesome.
Yeah, that one I'm still trying. I got to get.
Yeah. And then we'll close it up with running through a whole bunch of games coming out in October.
But it's an easy read.
Yeah.
It's a quick one. So some of them you already heard us talking about. You might have even heard the dates, but it'll be a refresh.
Some of them might even be out.
Some you actually didn't hear about. Okay, Exploding Kittens VR came out October 3rd on Quest. Metal Hellslinger VR came out October 3rd, PC VR, and PSVR 2. Mobile Suit Gundam Silver Phantom came out October 3rd. These are all the October releases anyways. Snapstick. That one's not sticking in my head.
No, I can pull it up if you want to take a look at it right before we wrap it up.
After we close out, I'll take a peek. Snapstick came out October 3rd on Quest. For some reason, I feel like that one might have slipped past us. Dude, all these October 3rd releases are too much. Vestiges came out October 3rd. Fallen Tribes. Aloe Moves XR comes out October 10th, which is literally days away. That's coming out. Quest 3. I don't see it listed for Quest 2.
Maybe it uses a lot of pass-through.
And so it begins. Another Door, Escape Room. Can't wait.
Sold.
Comes out. Quest. Yep. Had us at Escape Room October 10th.
Don't even need to say Another Door. Just call it Escape Room and we're going to buy it.
Here's what's going to pull players away from Escape Room. Coming out October 10th on Quest. Metamorphosis. Another one I want to play, dude, because I just want to know how it really is. You Can't Scare Me is dropping October 10th as well.
Stacked Day.
Too freaking many.
What was that, 4?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Kudos to Iron Strike. They're coming out October 11th on PC VR. You have no real competition creeping on you. Just Dance VR, which I hear good things about, coming out on Quest October 15th. And so far in this list, they're sitting solo, which is really good. And then finally, the Arizona Sunshine remake coming out October 17th. Looks like it's not got too much competition for Pico, PC VR, PSVR 2, and Quest.
Well, since we split the list in half, I can actually tell you Arizona Sunshine 2, unfortunately. I'm sorry, the Arizona Sunshine remake, unfortunately, does have competition on the 17th with a game that I'm so excited for. Yep. Maestro is coming out on October 17th. One of our most anticipated games. Tragic, right?
Yeah.
So 17th is already competitive there. And then also Maestro is coming out. Quest on the 17th. And then PC VR is getting it on the 22nd at least. But then also on the 17th, a game we talked about earlier from XR Games, Starship Troopers, Continuum. I can't believe it's already this close to coming out after it just launched.
That one's going to lose the trifecta battle right there, dude.
And the fact that they're just pushing out all of their games Like Hitman was announced and it's coming out. This isn't a good sign. Maybe they just ran out of money with this one too. But I hope it's at least enjoyable to get them in the positive.
Oh no.
Yeah, that's a stacked day.
Dad, don't do it.
Yep,
Don't
stacked
do it,
day.
dude. Oh no.
And I will say Starship Troopers is coming out October 17th for the Quest and October 31st for PSVR 2. And then Batman Arkham Shadow. I didn't even see that this release date was announced, but here it is. I saw it on Upload VR.
Didn't come for me.
Saw it on Upload VR. That's, hey.
Didn't come for me.
Batman Arkham Shadow coming out October 22nd. Dig VR announced their release date. You were so excited to see that one. Looks like they brought people to what is it, Diggerland?
Diggerland, yeah.
Yes, like Disneyland for excavation.
Yeah.
So Dig VR is coming out.
I wonder
on the
if
Quest.
Henry was there.
I gotta ask.
I don't think he was.
Dig VR is
He
coming
would've
out.
said something, right?
Coming out October 24th on the Quest. Vendetta Forever from End Dreams coming out also on October 24th.
Mm-hmm.
And then Triangle Strategy, which they showed off at MetaConnect, which is like an old school RPG game. I'm real curious to see how this one does in VR, but I'm all about it. That's also coming out October 31st. And then maybe my most anticipated game the whole year is also coming out the 31st. Wanderer, The Fragments of Fate, coming out on PC, VR, Pico, PlayStation VR 2, and the Quest, all on the same day. I think that one's going to steal the show of Halloween.
The Halloween.
And then there's also
possible.
Some more releases that don't have an actual date yet. But, I mean, come on, man. Month's coming quick. So we got Exo Cars coming out at some point in October. And then we also have... I missed one. Underworld Overseer is coming out October 31st as well, too, which I've been having so much fun with that one, in the pre-release to it. So if you love those type of top-down strategy games, home run. But then we also have Exo Cars coming out in October. We have Airspace Defender coming out at some point in October. Clawball coming out at some point in December. Frenzy at some point in October. My goodness, sorry. Clawball coming out at some point in October. Frenzy's coming out at some point in October. And then Into Black coming out at some point in October. So what a stacked month.
It's beyond stacked.
It's
actually like
crazy.
You know how like they have people that put together fights, matchmakers. Mm-hmm. It's like, that's what I'm watching right now. And it's like, it's almost like they have two people picking, like, well, I'm putting these against yours. There's some damage that's going to be done.
I think word got out that Meta was going to drop their headset in October. And there was a lot of people who were like, I want my game on the store for when the 3S is getting in people's hands.
Dig's coming out 2 days after
Batman.
Fucking Batman.
Mm-hmm. Which everyone that buys a Quest 3S and a Quest 3 at this time is going to get Batman. Whenever that promotion actually kicks off. I don't know if the promotion is live yet, but I mean, dude, that's a headset seller.
That one scares me a little, man.
This is a competitive month.
Mm-hmm.
This is like an ultra.
But know your competition. It's like there's people buying headsets just for Batman right now.
But let's be real. Headsets coming out mid-October. Imagine if this library, if you saw this on new games when we bought a Quest 2 and became a new VR users, we had to look deep.
Yeah.
It was like scarcity at our times and we still stuck around. So for new headset owners, this is actually like a packed thing to have to pick.
Plus what you already have.
Mm-hmm.
So
headset comes with Quest Plus. Now you have Asgard's Wrath 2, 60-hour RPG.
Good luck to all of you October releases.
Quest Plus comes with
It's gonna be a
Demio.
battle royale.
Walkabout Mini Golf. Yeah, it's going to be real competitive. Let's see.
Okay.
Well, fun stuff. If you enjoy this episode, subscribe, rate us 5 stars, and stay tuned for new stuff coming soon. Ooh, hoo, hoo.